Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of King Spawn, issue number 13, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. Before we go into this issue, we're just going to sum up what happened previously. The God Throne may have been destroyed, but Spawn has taken the crown and his place as ruler. Black Azrael has been banished to heaven, and the court of priests are now under Al's command. So it's time to show them what happens if Al opens the dead zones, portals that were used by heaven and hell to place their soldiers on earth whenever they wanted. It has been happening like this as long as anyone can remember. Then Al locked them. Those trapped on Earth, he's been haunting them down ever since, one by one. And these quarter priest warriors, they all sacrifice themselves, hoping to hear him say, "I'll open them." And they emerge from Spawn's body. He's got no choice because now his wife's soul is at stake. But first, he needs to know if who's lying and if any of them are lying. And we see Disturber's like, look, Al, I know you would do the right thing. Al, you've always been. And Spawn's like, call me king and bring me Wanda's body from the green. Yes, of course, my lord. Azrael needs to negotiate with Gaia first, says Disruptor, so he can deliver your request. Where can I find him? Oh, you won't, says Spawn. Azrael's gone. This is your job now. You'll negotiate for her body into wintered green. And if you value your head, you won't fail me. Whoa, what about Fitzgerald, says Disruptor. He's on the run. He'll tell the others, and they'll try to stop you. No, they won't. Spawn listens to Disruptor's warning, thinks for a moment, then simply smiles. Terry Fitzgerald is the least of his problems. And Terry told me he had a dream. He said he saw you in that dream, slaughtering and butchering his children, cut off their limbs and burn them. And Spawn's like, whoa, Disturb, you can't tell me all that because Terry was mistaken. It'll be much worse than that. So what the freak is Spawn doing? He's playing a game of chess. As a boy, he played it with his grandfather hundreds of times. It taught him to think, to be patient, and at times to let your opponent think they are winning until you show them you're setting up a trap for it and they fall into that trap. Since becoming Spawn, he's been doing the same thing, moving people into places by force, by trickery, by telling them what they want to hear. Now, as for Spawn's superior, Al's superior before he became Spawn, Jason Wynn, he had him shot in the wild of Botswana and then burned him alive. From that moment on, he's been playing not an opponent, but a thing called evil. Spawn is the one moving all the chess pieces down, at least in his eyes. And Spawn's like, look, man, I've gone against pawns, I've gone against bishops, I've gone against knights, and we see all the illustration right there, and the rook. But now I have a chance to bring my queen back. Meanwhile, in the dark marshes of the New Jersey Great Swamp, Ordeal, a minion sent by a creature called Nightmare Spawn, wanders purposely through the aging woods. He has labored breathing, and he asks, show yourself. I'm not here to play games. I don't want you to play, says a voice. I want you to do me a favor. And it's a kid, a young voice. Komok's the hero, a godlike beast who has bonded with this child through Ordeal, is unaware of the vital information. Instead, this demon is driven by instincts to find innocent victims, especially those with their precious few innocent years life on their side, and fill them with shocks of horror so devastated they'll be haunted by them for the remainder of their natural lives. I know you're hiding, and I know you're there. Ordeal's confused. Why isn't this little one scared? Stop hiding! And he smacks the chess pieces off the board. Why is this symbolism from what Spawn said earlier? Something is wrong, says Ordeal. And we see this creature come up from behind. As the child swings his arm in rage, so too does Komok, the child's protector. It mimics the child's every move while adding battering assaults of its own. Does that make this hero a puppet or a servant? I don't know. Time will tell. We'll find that out later. But he clobbers Ordeal, puts him on the ground, and any threats like that will be handled accordingly. I'm here for the boy, says Ordeal. I have free reign, my master said, over anyone who repeats that mission. What this hellish being wasn't prepared for is that every wound he inflicts on Komok's body, it replicates on the boy, but it also works in reverse. Boom! Punches him in the face. Their bond and transformation, far from complete, means the boy and Komok will battle and bleed together. And his shadow goes up and tells him, stop! You're both here, so we could talk about King Spawn. Who? Says Komok. From the shadows it comes the voice of an unlikely ally. But who is it? It's someone who knows the rules of this game and its politics. Stay hidden, gather allies, strike. These are the tenets of war. Remain deep in the shadows until you can snuff out any light that might expose you. Then join your enemies when you thrust them into darkness. At which point you tell them a soulless war is coming. Now, we see Spawn up on the roof, and guess what? He's just looking down. And just as this dark, cloaked specter surveying New York denizens below is about to unleash ungodly forces against humanity, we see this raven come up. And Spawn grabs the Raven, crushes it, and Spawn, knowing the existence of this Hellborn Blackbird is a bad omen. You're going on a fool's errand, says Raven Spawn, and they'll never let you return from it. And we see him emerge from out of nowhere, just, whatever, between the patches of space, between the bodies of 100 more such birds, flying in Spawn's direction. Spawn takes a glimpse at him, and it's Raven Spawn, a Death Knight of Malbosia's southernmost army. It appears news of Spawn's action has traveled fast. Raven, don't interfere, not now. It isn't your time. My time, says Raven. I don't serve you. None of the Hellspawns do. Or has your arrogance blinded you to that reality? It won't be me. It'll be every Hellspawn. If you open that portal, that'll come for you. Because it'll impact every spawn now on Earth. All of us will feel it immediately. Don't you understand that, Spawn? You're trying to take over the mantle. It'll corrupt you, force you to destroy everything. None of us is strong enough to resist it. Not even you, Simmons. And if you think some low-level quarter priest underling is going to help you, then you're too far gone for any help. Besides, you needn't worry about Trader Zabor isn't putting powers. One of my flock has gone to pay him a visit, and we see this Raven just going to work on this brother with his eyes and just keeps going at him, We want him, and it's kind to know how much we disapprove of them getting involved in any of this. We're sure they're gonna get the message. And so must you, Simmons. You want to commit suicide? Fine. Do it on your own. You don't get to drag us with you. That right. Well, I didn't ask you, says Spawn. He smashes him through the church, pushes them. They go into this battle, and guess what? Spawn's like, you gonna get some of this smoke. As Raven struggles to move, he realizes it's not the portal's opening he should be feared most. It's the man capable of closing them in the first place. And it's not a crown they should be afraid of. It's the man who wears it. They took something from me, says Al. I intend on getting it back. So send as many hell spawns, demons, or angels you need to. I'm not hiding. I'll be where they can find me. But tell them, if they don't kill me the first time they try, I'll literally wipe them from existence. Like a vampire rising from the dead, Raven Spawn gets to his feet. You know what you're called behind your back, Spawn? They don't call you King Spawn. They call you King's Pawn. What? What king? Says Spawn. It's pathetic how easy you made it for them. Who's this new king? Says Spawn. Whose pawn am I? And he clobbers him. Answer me! And he clobbers him so hard he dislodges his lower jaw. Answer me! You honestly don't know. I said tell me! Then if already won, says Raven Spawn, how can his brother still talk with no jaw? Then again, this is a comic book. I'm just gonna go with it. I think it's still pretty sick, It's like my pain don't faze me, Your spiral towards insanity then has already begun. Nothing will save us once it's complete. Before Spawn is able to throw another punch, Raven explodes, bursting into darkness. As they start to ascend, their cackles rise in volume, turning next into siren screeches, human screeches. All hail King's Pawn, their taunts, though only further inflame Al Simmons. If this is some sort of hellish game of chess, he plans on winning. All hail King's Pawn! One way or another, he's getting his queen back, bringing Wanda back, and no man, devil or Spawn, will be able to stop him. And that's where we end this issue. I love the plot twist right here. You gotta love it when someone from behind the scenes is pulling the strings. And also, Spawn is being played, and usually he's CIA trained, and he's been a Spawn for how long now? He doesn't get played that much, and someone is playing him that's a higher form of power, and I want to know who that is. I thought this book was gangster. I absolutely love this issue. I don't know which direction King Spawn is going to go in, but I love the plot twists and plot turns that go with it. Link in description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. With that being said, King Spawn, issue number 13. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.